In Dominican Republic, Tzu Chi volunteers host the first distribution of Taiwan rice with the help of a Catholic foundation. Master Cheng Yen thanks volunteers for their dedication in cleaning and maintaining the environment of Kaohsiung Jing Si Hall. 歡迎收睇大 Headlines， 我係 Ruby。我哋一齊嚟睇下今日嘅內容。In Dominican Republic, Tzu Chi has cooperated with a local Catholic foundation to distribute 4,000 packages of rice to Taiwan, hoping to solve the food shortage problem of the residents in mountainous areas and nearby garbage dumps.
2 large containers of donated rice from Taiwan were shipped to Dominican Republic under the name of a Catholic foundation. The assistance of Tzu Chi there was sent to the border province with Haiti to help the people in the mountainous areas. Passing through the winding mountain roads, Tzu Chi volunteers are preparing to distribute 700 packs of rice, which can provide for the daily needs of the unemployed.
Thank you for this rice. I live in a nearby community. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the supplies.
The garbage dump in the capital is an area Tzu Chi has been looking after for a long time. During the pandemic, volunteers have carried out many relief distributions there. At the end of the year, blue and white-clad volunteers visited again.
Today's distribution is divided into 2 parts. There are 50 households and we'll distribute rice to them. There are also 100 households. They can receive rice and donated shoes.
After receiving help from Tzu Chi for many years, the residents of this garbage dump do not hesitate to share. Volunteers took this opportunity to promote the bamboo coin bank.
This is rice from Taiwan. They are also sending it to the Philippines and other countries. Today I want to share with you that I hope you can save a handful of rice every day. Use this bag to store it as a rice deposit in the future. In the future, it can be provided to those in need.
4,000 packs of rice were given. In addition to helping the residents of this garbage dump, volunteers also donate to other charitable organizations, including the Tzu Chi Primary School in La Romana and 6 Haitian immigrant villages, so that everyone can feel the warmth of society at the end of the year.
To celebrate Christmas and New Year, Tzu Chi Hong Kong chapter cooperated with the Shangri-La Group to distribute winter packages containing food and daily necessities to low-income families and solitary elders. Let's join them there.
Many people came to Kaohsiung Jing Si Hall today to help pack winter supplies for the festival.
I think the people here are very caring. I hope I can take it into action and set a good example for the next generation, teaching them to be as caring.
After more than 1,500 food packages were packed, volunteers immediately sent them to various community organizations, assisting unemployed families and elderly living alone.
I need these items like rice, oil, seasonings, all kinds of stuff.
Our elders are actually very happy to receive this food package because the stuff inside is very practical, like mushrooms and tea or other useful items. So they are all looking forward to receiving this food package.
In this festive season, besides giving gifts, the hotel group also organized a gingerbread housemaking activity. Volunteers invited 13 families of Tzu Chi care recipients to join.
I'm very grateful to the Shangri-La Hotel for hosting this gingerbread housemaking event. The kids were very happy throughout the process. Thank you very much.
We hope by organizing this event, we can express Shangri-La's concern and care for different people. We also hope this memory will pass from these kids to other people around the world.
Serving as little chefs for 2 hours, these children brought back their own gingerbread houses, filling this Christmas with joyful memories.
Michelle Yeoh, an international superstar who is enthusiastic about charity, recently accompanied by Tzu Chi volunteer Vincent Tan to Taiwan Muda in Shah Alam, the flood hardest hit area, to join in Tzu Chi cleanup activities and to show condolences to the affected residents.
You want to have this?
Yes. Putting on a volunteer vest, the international film superstar Michelle Yeoh, at the invitation of her friend Vincent Tan, came to help the disaster-stricken area in Taiwan Muda, Shah Alam. Under the scorching sun, volunteers assisted the affected residents to remove the damaged furniture. For the first time, Michelle Yeoh felt the difficulty of disaster relief.
Very happy that we're here together with my brothers and sisters from Tzu Chi, Malaysia, to be able to help each other. And so that's what we are doing here, is to show that together we can resolve a lot of things.
Vincent Tan, who is also a Tzu Chi volunteer, still spared some time to help in the disaster area despite his busy schedule.
All of us to do all these things for people who are in distress, to help people, especially during disaster. I think this is very good. We all need to do more of this.
In addition to assisting in the clean-up, both of them also went to the residential area to express condolences to the affected residents and cheer for them.
Everybody come out.
Although the residents were exhausted physically and mentally, with volunteers' care and assistance in cleaning, they felt warm on the way to rebuild their homes. 70-year-old Miss Yan, who suffers from brain disease, dementia, and mobility issues, lives alone in Zhonghe District, Liu Taipei City. She hoarded a lot of things at home and is unable to tidy up. So the volunteers made a special trip to clean her home so that she can take care of her health in a hygienic environment. Almost every corner of the house was filled with boxes and holding items. 70-year-old Miss Yan was unable to clean up her home because of brain disease. The wife of the borough chief asked the volunteers for help.
Because she has a mobility issue and also dementia, Tzu Chi volunteers have come before to install handrails. They also promised to arrange time to tidy and clean her house. Today, I'm grateful to Tzu Chi brothers and sisters for coming here willingly to help our residents clean her home.
As her home is located in an old apartment without an elevator, more than 30 volunteers have to work in groups to clear out large amounts of holding items.
Some sold the holding items upstairs, while some stay on the stairs to transfer the items in relay. For those can be recycled, we will bring them back to the recycling station. Whereas those cannot be recycled, we will ask the borough office to sort them away as garbage.
After more than 2 hours of tidying up, the house that was originally filled with holding items became much brighter. Volunteers also gave Miss Yan caring reminders.
You have to take care of your health. Now, we have cleaned up your home for you. It will be better for your health.
Such a large amount of hoarding items would take a very long time for just one person to tidy up. Today, Tzu Chi volunteers quickly cleared out these things, solving the hygienic problem that have worried me the most. Thank you very much.
As the new year is coming, volunteers has returned Miss Yan a clean home so that she can take good care of her illness, making her family at ease. Tzu Chi's year-end blessing ceremony for the community was held at the Guangdu Tzu Chi Humanitarian Cultural Center. Volunteers arranged for children to perform Fireflies, hoping to inspire more people to do good deeds. Kitchen volunteers also made delicious rice balls so as to warm everyone's heart. Just after dawn, the farmhouse kitchen was already busy making rice balls for the participants of the community's year-end blessing ceremony to take home.
We are a team of kitchen volunteers cooking on a shoestring. We have a few cooking utensils.
Although the kitchen is simple, they could do anything. Beside the vegetable garden, they washed and cooked rice, mixing it with spices in a big pot.
I hope they can feel very warm because we wrap the rice balls with our love.
Su Meinan, who is the owner of this farmland, is happy to see it can play a greater role.
Our place in Da'ai has been demolished. Sometimes if we need to make small amounts of the mailboxes, like a few hundreds, I think I can do it here.
20 children turned into 20 fireflies, lighting up the venue.
The kids are really small and dancing together. It's very lively.
Sir Bizan is responsible for making props for the firefly shows.
Turning children into fireflies and make them walk around in our venue, this will attract the audience. and make them learn what is known as Fireflies.
There was also a grandma who led her granddaughter to practice hard, hoping to deliver a perfect performance.
为什么今天要练习呀？
因为要表演。
为什么表演要练习？
因为才不会跳错。
Putting on the wings to turn into fireflies, the children understand their mission.
Help more people so they will be happy, and I will be happy too.
真的快乐。
When leaving, participants brought with them blessings to greet the new year to come. Kaohsiung Jing Si Hall held its year-end blessing ceremony with 800 participants. Master Cheng Yen specially thanked cleaning volunteers for their hard work in maintaining a clean environment of Jing Si Hall.
These small lights are like treasures in the palm of the hand, like a firefly glowing in the night. The Kaohsiung functional team interprets this Buddhist scripture and makes aspirations together.
人 心灵中的亮丽，一亮一亮，不断的亮起来呀！星光之爱啦，普照天下。
More than 800 volunteers have aspired to become little stars, illuminating the road to the world and the pure cultivation ground where the Buddha gathers. This is all thanks to the daily cleaning of cleaning volunteers.
From when they were building this Jing Si Hall, I was doing the cleaning and the recycling work.
The 85-year-old volunteer is very diligent, and some volunteers have to overcome their illnesses to participate.
The care from the fellow volunteers let me have the strength to stay alive forever. Thanks to the Master for recovering me. Thank you.
Kaohsiung Jing Si Hall requires 3,000 volunteers a month to maintain the environment.
My very simple heart says that if the door is open, there must be a clean place to come to meet Bodhisattvas.
到处到处啦，都很干净，亲像人间净土啦，所以这个净土是咱修行佛教徒所向往的地方。啊，恁现在呢，家己伫咧铺净土的路
Volunteers work hard to cultivate themselves, and they are working hard every day to increase their wisdom.
84-year-old Chen Maosong is one of the volunteers in Kaohsiung. Despite being illiterate and suffering from heart disease, he still does recycling every day. When he was young, he sold pork in a market and was addicted to gambling. Fortunately, with his wife's encouragement, he changed and even walked the Bodhisattva path.
Before dawn, 84-year-old Chen Maosong begins to do recycling.
I'm doing recycling every day. This makes me feel very happy. Every day I make about 5 or 6 trips. Sometimes I get news that someone is demolishing a house, and I will make 8 to 10 trips.
He now keeps a pure heart, but when he was young, he sold pork in the market.
My parents were selling pork, and I would step on the bench to help cut pork.
He was once addicted to gambling.
During the new year, gambling would begin, and I would gamble with everyone. If I lost the bet, I wouldn't stop. I would continue. But I might lose almost half a year of hard work. I will work for another half a year or a year to pay off the gambling debts. If I pay it off this year, I will owe money again next year.
Fortunately, his wife was willing to give him encouragement, and he finally quit gambling, which also led him to the path of the Bodhisattva.
She did 2 jobs a day. She also donated. I raised money with her, and she seemed to have donated $300. In the end, she helped me find 3 members. Thank you.
He told me, if Tzu Chi wants a donation, will you donate? Otherwise, you are also welcome to become a member. I said, okay.
He is illiterate. He just remembers the house number or the features. Sometimes he goes to the market and he will draw pictures of whether they sell fish or vegetables. This is all he can write.
I have a battery in my heart. I fainted 4 times.
真有福啦！带出了吼，家己的囝，也搁咱的会员，也搁做互咱的委员自身看，真正是一个真好的典范。
Chen Maosong, who is illiterate and has heart disease, relies on his own personal perseverance to continue to make good relationships with others.
Lin Qingbin got to know Tzu Chi when he assisted the Kaohsiung Yearend recycling station in welding tin houses 16 years ago. Since then, he began to do recycling after work. In the past, he got irritated easily and often spoke bad words. After listening to the master's teaching, he changed his temperament, improving his relationship with colleagues and family. For 16 years, 65-year-old Tzu Chi volunteer Lin Qingbin always drives the recycling truck to pick up recyclables in the community at night after work.
At first, I just wanted to do recycling. I didn't want to join Tzu Chi activities. I didn't know what a trainee or training was before. Tzu Chi brothers kept on inviting me to join, so I just so happened to have this cause.
Lin Qingbin learned welding technology when he was 19 years old. For the past 40 years, what impresses others the most is that he insisted on not smoking nor drinking alcohol.
Everyone says to be a welder, if you can't smoke or drink, you can't learn it. I kept in faith that to learn a technique, it doesn't not necessarily involve other external factors.
After getting certified in 2014, learning Dharma became his daily life, which invisibly improved his relationship with colleagues and family.
Many things don't go well. We will easily get distracted by outside environment. If we learn Dharma teaching every day, endurance can be changed to perseverance. If you give up, you will lose everything.
My dad didn't know how to chat with me before. We didn't communicate often. But after he joined Tzu Chi, if he has something to talk to me, he will send me emails.
In order to balance his career, Tzu Chi missions and family affairs, Lin Qingbin said he would make good use of his time and hoped that he would improve every day and keep his original aspiration forever. At the venue of the Pingdong's Yearend blessing ceremony, there is a handmade model of a planet named after Tzu Chi Foundation. It took Tzu Chi volunteers a year to think how to make it, and 2 months to actually work on it. Let's see how the volunteers turned the plastic bottles into a beautiful planet.
10 people are required to lift up this sphere. It is 130 centimeters long and weighs 60 kilograms.
We first had many versions, a hot air balloon, the Earth, the Tzu Chi planet, and a sticky rice. In the end, we felt we couldn't do it because it was too difficult to make.
Then they decided to make the Tzu Chi planet.
I went to visit that boss many times, hoping he would roll it for me. I went so often that he couldn't take it anymore, so finally he agreed to help and finished it within 1 day. The latitude, the longitude were a mess, so I drilled into the center and marked it.
They are only half successful with a steel frame.
It's okay if this is tilted. This one is smaller, so I'll just flatten it and push it into the hole.
At the beginning, the software looked like an orange, but then we fixed it until the curve looks beautiful.
The model of Earth made 3 years ago is twice bigger than the Tzu Chi planet. It needed 5,000 more plastic bottles, and people could walk inside to install the wires. The Tzu Chi planet is smaller and more difficult to make.
We made it and took it apart 3 times because we wanted the curve to be right. It was difficult. It wasn't so smooth as it seemed.
It is better than the big sailboat last year because it can gather donations.
We are better prepared this year because we have 2 more soup pots, so when the money flows down, it will enter the pots, and we don't have to busily pick up the coins like last year.
I'm giving you a coin bank without charge, but I hope that you can feed it and bring it back to the master.
When the Tzu Chi planet appears, it can spin and shine, but the volunteers who turn it underneath worry so much.
Something got stuck at the bottom. I didn't know. I just felt strange why it didn't turn. Luckily, it was a rehearsal, but it still made me nervous.
Sister Tzu Yue asked why it didn't shine at all. Oh, it made me so nervous. But when we were pushing it back, it was shining again. Later I found that the wire was loosened.
Although there are many problems with wiring, the volunteers do their best to solve them. However, there are other issues.
After the rehearsal, many people told us that the words Buddha's Pure Land looked weird, and one firefly looked like a roach too. We also made 3 wings surrounding the Tzu Chi planet. The rings represent our life tracks, which must be in the right direction.
With everyone's hard work, the 2.0 version of Tzu Chi planet is now able to shine brightly.
In the year-end blessing ceremonies, police officers from Zhongshan and Songshan districts came to join and thank Tzu Chi for their support in the past year. Everyone also prayed together for a better year to come.
These coin bags are turned over to pull the money out. This is a year-end ceremony in Zhongshan district, Taipei, and loves come together.
Because of the pandemic, many people want to pray here and hope the masters can also pray for us, so 60 people came with me to attend this wonderful event.
The pandemic has caused anxiety among the public. The masters from the Jing Si abode lead everyone to pray for peace.
We want to thank Tzu Chi volunteers for coming to my department to show us support and give us some supplies. When the pandemic became very serious this year, it gave us a lot of confidence to face challenges on the front line.
Just like what the master said, we should say good words, think good thoughts, and do good deeds. We are like fireflies with tiny light, but when we come together, we can become a very powerful force.
When people can come together, they can create a very powerful force. Tzu Chi invited people to a drawing competition during the pandemic, and Miss Hu, a vocational high school student, drew her story on paper.
A little boy in the drawing is me, and a Tzu Chi volunteer walks towards me and shelters me with an umbrella. The light under the umbrella represents the hope she gives to me.
The police are preparing for the special task in the coming spring. The chief of Songshan precinct accepts the blessing on behalf of his department.
During the pandemic time, Tzu Chi gave us a lot of goods. The volunteers also joined my staff to carry out a lot of work, so I want to thank Tzu Chi Foundation very much.
While the lights are turned on, the attendees make their wishes. The Sea of Light is also a blessing for the coming year.
In New York, the United States, Tzu House has spent 3 months to prepare for the children's most anticipated Christmas party, hoping to give them a special memory in growth. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.